Hi, welcome back to the Financial DNA Quick Start series. Today we're going to talk about how to talk to clients. This is the art of the conversation where you ask clients about their DNA, review their results with them, and then talk about next steps in your planning process. So here we're going to look at these 5 dial scores. You've got scores related to risk, financial relationship, planning management, financial planning, wealth building motivation, and financial emotional intelligence. So a great place to start is just to ask your client, what did you think or how did you feel about your report? What stood out to you? What resonated with you? And then to maybe look at some of the higher or lower scores and say, tell me more about that. So Craig, I see that your risk score is fairly low here, that you like to safely manage risk and be able to see pitfalls. Tell me more about how that shows up in your life. This can lead to really interesting conversations, and it can also bring out some of the client's learned behavior. If Craig says to you, really in investing, I really feel like I'm actually pretty aggressive and I want to continue that, then you can talk about how that risk behavior for financial planning may be a little bit different and not his natural behavior, and maybe how does he take risk outside of the financial planning environment. A lot of advisors see this score and think that's not really how I invest, that doesn't really speak to me. But that's because you have a lot of learned behavior in this area. And so your clients may well have lots of learned behavior in this area as well. So it's a great place to have the conversation and talk about, what does safety sound like? What does that mean to you? What are you looking for in our relationship as an advisor? So I encourage you to just ask your clients about these scores and how do they feel about them. Again, there are no right and wrong answers. This is just how people are hardwired, and it doesn't take into account their natural behavior. So under stress, this is primarily how people are going to behave. One question that I get a lot is around financial emotional intelligence when we see a lower score there. Lower scores here essentially mean that the person is more in touch with their emotions and will have more of an emotional response under stress to begin with, and then maybe lead to a more rational response. Where people with higher scores here are going to have a very rational response to a stressor event, and then their emotions may catch up with them. So just understanding that their first reaction may be an emotional reaction, that's not good or bad. It can be very powerful to be in touch with your emotions and be able to have an emotional reaction under stress. It's just understanding that that's how your clients are wired. And again, they may have a lot of learned behavior around this. It may be their natural behavior to kind of freak out in a crisis, but they may have learned that that doesn't always serve them well, and they may adjust that behavior. So again, no right and wrong here. This is really just to get your clients to open up and tell you some stories about themselves and help you get to know them and build trust and safety with them much sooner in your relationship as a financial advisor. In my next video, I'll talk specifically about the high and low scores, but you can also use our Financial Behavior Quick Start guide to help you understand and ask better questions around these 5 dials. Thanks.